How did your platoon's weakest soldier become the person everyone relied on? Private Wyatt Holloway showed up to our unit looking like a strong breeze could snap him in half. 5'6", maybe 130 pounds soaking wet. Thick glasses that made his eyes look huge. Kid looked like he belonged in a library, not an infantry platoon. First week, our platoon sergeant took one look at him and sighed. Great, another one who barely passed basic. Wyatt struggled with everything physical, couldn't do more than 8 push-ups, finished every run dead last, gasping for air. During ruck marches, bigger guys had to carry some of his gear just so he could keep up. The platoon started calling him liability. Not to be mean, just honest. Everyone knew Wyatt was going to slow us down, get someone hurt, maybe get himself killed. During training exercises, squad leaders fought over who had to take him. Why do I always get stuck with Holloway? Put him in second squad. No way, we had him last time. Third squad's turn. Kid knew everyone saw him as dead weight. Kept his head down, tried harder, but his body just couldn't do what the army needed it to do. Then we deployed to Afghanistan. Remote outpost, middle of nowhere. Our job was running patrols through villages, gathering intelligence, building relationships with locals. Week 2, our interpreter got hit by an IED, killed instantly. Suddenly we had no way to communicate with the locals. No way to gather intelligence or negotiate with village elders. Command said a replacement interpreter would arrive in 6 weeks. 6 weeks of sitting blind in hostile territory. That night, Wyatt approached our lieutenant. Sir, I might be able to help with the language barrier. Lieutenant looked skeptical. You speak Pashto, Holloway? No, sir, but I speak Dari and some Urdu, and I can understand a lot of Pashto even if I can't speak it fluently. Everyone stared at him. This scrawny kid who could barely carry his own rifle spoke 3 Afghan languages. How many languages do you speak total? The lieutenant asked. Wyatt counted on his fingers. English, Spanish, French, German, Mandarin, Arabic, Dari, Urdu, and I'm working on Russian. 9 languages. Our platoon liability spoke 9 languages. Turns out Wyatt had some kind of photographic memory. Could read a language textbook once and remember every word. Spent his entire childhood learning languages because he was too small for sports, too weak for physical activities. Next patrol, we brought Wyatt along. Village elder started speaking Dari. Wyatt responded fluently, like he'd been born there. The elder's face lit up. Started gesturing excitedly, talking faster. Wyatt kept pace, translating everything for us in real time. He says there's a Taliban weapons cache hidden in the old schoolhouse. He'll show us if we promise to help fix the village well. Intel we've been trying to get for weeks. All because Wyatt could talk to people in their own language. Word spread fast. Other platoons started requesting Wyatt for their patrols. Can we borrow Holloway? We need someone who can actually communicate. Kid became the most valuable soldier in the company. Couldn't do a pull-up to save his life, but he could negotiate with tribal leaders, translate intercepted radio chatter, read enemy documents we'd capture. During one patrol, we found a suspicious device on the road. Looked like an IED, but something felt off. Bomb tech wasn't available for hours. Wyatt walked up, examined the wiring. That's not an IED, it's a homemade water pump. See the plastic tubing? Farmers use these for irrigation. He'd read a book about Afghan agriculture, remembered every detail, saved us from blowing up some farmer's water system. Another time we intercepted Taliban radio communications. Our signals guys couldn't make sense of it. Wyatt listened for 30 seconds. They're speaking Pashto, but mixing in Urdu code words. They're planning an attack on the supply convoy tomorrow at dawn. We ambushed the ambush. Saved a dozen lives because Wyatt's brain worked like a computer. The platoon stopped calling him liability, started calling him encyclopedia, then just Psy for short. Physical training runs became different. Bigger guys would pace with Wyatt, keep him company at the back of the formation, not because they had to, because they wanted to protect him. Can't let anything happen to Psy. He's the only one who can talk us out of trouble. During firefights, Wyatt still couldn't shoot straight, but he'd listen to enemy chatter and tell us exactly where they were positioned, how many fighters, what weapons they had. 3 shooters in the blue building, 2nd floor, one has a PKM machine gun, limited ammunition based on their conversation, made us exponentially more effective. What Wyatt lacked in strength, he made up for in knowledge. 6 months into deployment, the replacement interpreter finally arrived. Professional linguist, former college professor. Everyone figured Wyatt would go back to regular duties. Instead, Lieutenant kept him on patrol. The new guy speaks Dari. Wyatt speaks 9 languages and knows more about this country than people who've lived here their whole lives. We need both. We finished deployment with 0 casualties in our platoon. Best record in the battalion. After action reports credited our success to superior intelligence gathering and cultural understanding. But we all knew the truth. It was because of the skinny kid with thick glasses who everyone thought was going to get us killed. Wyatt made sergeant before any of us. Got assigned to military intelligence. Now he trains other soldiers in language and cultural awareness. Last I heard, he's up to 14 languages and working on his 15th. Still can't do 20 push-ups, but the army doesn't care anymore. They finally figured out that some weapons don't require physical strength.